This journey broke me in ways I never expected. I have never felt pain like this. And I have never carried guilt the way I did during this season. But somehow, in the middle of all of that, I found something I don't believe I could have gained any other way. A deeper connection with God. Before all of this, I thought I knew Him. I was a Christian. I believed. I showed up. But if I'm being honest, I was living on the surface. It wasn't until everything around me started falling apart that I was forced to go deeper. This time, I didn't have a choice. I had to exercise my faith. Not talk about it. Not rely on what I used to know. But truly live it. And through that process, I learned something that changed me forever. Forgiveness is not optional. It is necessary. Not just for others, but for yourself. There are still days when my mind goes back to the memories, back to the moments that hurt. And sometimes, it still stings. But healing is not pretending it never happened. Healing is choosing, every single day, to let it go. And that choice is not easy. It takes discipline. It takes surrender. Because if I don't choose healing, then I choose bitterness. I choose anger. And I refuse to live there. So every day I make a decision to walk in the fruits of the Spirit. To choose love when it's hard. To choose kindness when it's undeserved. To choose patience when I want to react. To choose self-control when my emotions rise. Because now I understand something deeply. If I don't live that way, I will lose myself. People may look at my story and ask, why would you stay? Don't you love yourself? And honestly, I understand those questions. Because I once said the same thing. I always believed that if I was ever betrayed, I would leave immediately. No hesitation. But life has a way of humbling you. Because the truth is, you never truly know what you would do until you are the one living it. And in my situation, I realized something deeper. This wasn't just about walking away. This became about standing in the gap. Praying. Interceding. Even when I was tired. Even when I didn't feel like it. Even when I wanted to stop. Because I asked myself a question. If I stop praying for him, then who will? And that didn't mean I ignored my pain. Or that I stopped hurting. It meant I chose to fight differently. Through faith. Through prayer. Through surrender. There were moments I wanted to go backward. Back into guilt. Back into shame. Back into replaying the choices I made in the beginning. Wishing I had done things differently. But every time those thoughts came, I was reminded of something greater. I had been forgiven. And not only forgiven, I have grown. When you truly submit to God, everything begins to shift. Not always around you first, but within you. He fixes you. He changes your desires. He renews your mind. And when that happens, you begin to see life differently. You begin to understand that everything, the good and the painful, is working together for your good. And when you truly accept that, you find a peace that doesn't make sense. A peace that doesn't depend on your circumstances. A peace that remains even when life still isn't perfect. If you ever find yourself in a situation like mine, you have to be honest with yourself. You have fallen short. Helping to break a covenant made before God is not something to take lightly. But that is not the end of your story. Because through sincere repentance, there is grace, there is mercy, and there is restoration. You do not have to live forever weighed down by guilt and shame. But you must learn from it, grow from it, and never place anyone or anything before God. Because the moment you do, everything else becomes unstable. But when God is first, everything else finds its place. And life becomes more than you ever imagined. Not because everything is perfect, but because you are finally whole.